1, 2, we are back. Debatable podcast.
Debatable.
MC War.
The official sport of rap battle.
That's it. Y'all already know, man. The oldest league in existence. If you didn't know, you're going to find out. Yeah, so now, listen, man. It's been a lot that happened over the last couple days, man. Yeah, man. So check it out, man. One, I think this was an interesting one. I mean, I guess bad news, you know, forgive me if I didn't know, but bad news, I guess he's been on Smack, right? Platform before, because, you know, I know he came up under, you know, Bullpen. Okay. What's your man name?
John.
Yeah, John the Don. I just didn't know that he was battling on the Smack platform, but I mean, obviously so, I guess. Well, they just released the Woosah versus Bad News, right? Woosah from Virginia.
Okay.
Bad News from Rocky Mount, North Carolina.
Okay.
So Woosah, he's coming in at. So he's man, this guy brand new. Not brand new. 13 battles.
What are you viewing that on?
Versetracker.com.
Versetracker.
Definitely to see the stats.
Okay.
Versetracker.com.
All right.
We got Woosah, 37,000 total views.
Okay.
Right. 13 battles cataloged. And average viewership of 2,891.
Wow.
Yeah, so he goes up against.
He working.
Yeah, he definitely Bad News. But yeah, I never looked at Bad News numbers, so I'm interested to see that. Bad News. 85 battles.
85.
Averaging 126,000 views per battle.
Okay.
10 million total views.
10 million.
Yeah, that'd be. I wonder if did he ever battle the Saga? We need to check that out. But yeah, definitely 126,260 average views, 85 battles cataloged. Total 10 million. Yeah,
but I'm saying is he a mercenary or is he a part of a specific league? As you were saying in the beginning.
Let's see. So I'm like, if you go on Verse Tracker, you can see all the battles that they have, all 85 of them. Matter of fact, shoot. That's looking like the first one I seen on Smack. Hold up. Let me see. Keep going. You know, cause obviously the majority of them, you know. So Spit That Heat. He did Spit That Heat. He came up there, and then from Spit That Heat, you know, cause they wound up leaving or going away or whatever. It was the Bullpen.
Okay.
Also Trapman. Why?
Okay.
Right.
Sound like he's a mercenary.
Yeah, definitely. But most of the battles, right? He did We Go Hard TV.
Okay.
But then when you look, most of his battles he did Rare Breed. Okay. I remember that one, him versus J Murder. I believe I remember that one when that dropped. That was a while ago, back in 2019. And so there it goes. No. Yeah, I remember this one too. He battled Chess.
Okay.
Yeah, he battled Chess. Yup. And that one's almost at 1 million views. That's almost at definitely mercenary.
That's a URL joint?
Yeah, Gate to the Garden, he battled Don Marino.
Okay.
Yeah, he battled Swave Sever. Shouts out to Swave Sever. Okay. Yeah, so he been putting up his numbers. He did the King of the Dot tournament that they did a few years ago for, I think it was like the 30 racks or something like that. You remember that, right? That tournament they did? Yeah, so Bad News was up in there as well. And Wartown Battle League, RBE again. So yeah, okay. So but I knew it wasn't a whole lot on Smack though.
Okay.
Because I, you know what I'm saying, I knew it wasn't a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So either which way, that just released on URL. Definitely go check that out, and definitely you can see it on versetracker.com. But then man, shouts out to the ladies. Right, they just dropped the Camp Out. You know, they dropped LADII Tunes versus Don LADII, which was let me tell you something. I believe every word of Don LADII. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? If you don't know, you better ask somebody, man.
Okay.
23 total battles cataloged. She's got close to 5 million total views of her battles.
Okay.
She's averaging 214,000 views a battle.
Man.
Yeah, listen.
I guess a lot of people believe her too.
Let me tell you something. She said that she's legally retarded. That was when she said that. She said that just now in that the
Hold on,
camp
you
out.
just don't say that and not mean that.
Yeah, that's what I said,
And
man.
she got
I said,
paperwork.
yo, listen, what?
Hey,
You know
yo,
what I'm talking
hey, yo,
about? Mess with
whoever-
that. Mess with her if you want.
Yo, she's walking around with paperwork. She says she's legally retarded.
Yeah, legally. Yeah, that's that.
Yo,
Yeah, that. Now, if that wasn't a bar, bro, I don't know. Listen, bro, that was a bar. You know what I'm
She's
talking about? So she
certified
definitely
post.
letting you know what? Yeah, you mess around. You mess around. Yeah,
If you want
yeah,
to.
Yeah, what's that? What's it called? Yeah, mess around and find out, right?
She's legally postal.
Yeah, so she battled.
Wow.
She battled LADII TUNEZ. So LADII TUNEZ, and this was on the camp out from the Midwest Legacy event. If
We
I'm
gotta have
correct.
playbacks on this right here, so cats can see.
Yeah, we might need
Good.
it. Yeah, but I don't want to be playing too much of their stuff, and then they start complaining about us rocking it.
That's true.
Yeah, but
That's true.
just go check it out on Verse Tracker, man.
Yeah,
Let me
yeah.
tell you something. It was definitely
Entertaining.
yeah, it was definitely entertaining.
Okay.
But so let's see, LADII TUNEZ. She's only 17 battles. She's averaging 3,346 views per battle. Total of 56,000 views.
Okay.
So she's just really fresh, coming in. You know what I'm talking about. But definitely doing her thing, man. She put on a good performance as well.
Sounds good.
So shouts out to the camp out. Yeah,
camp
shouts
out, that's
out
a
to
league?
the camp out. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shouts out to the
Yeah.
camp out. What part of the country they're in?
Midwest. I mean,
Midwest,
but I don't know. They did the event was called the Midwest Legacy. So obviously, I'm assuming so. Yeah, right.
Midwest,
Yeah.
Midwest camp out.
So,
All right.
yeah,
Shouts
got
out
it.
to y'all.
Yeah, man. So shouts out to them, man. And it was actually the Midwest Legacy 3 event. And then last but not least, Castro and Trapman Kane. They just dropped on Verbal War Zone, and I didn't get a chance to watch it yet.
War Zone.
I didn't get a chance to watch
Shouts
it
out
yet.
to them guys.
Yeah.
They be reaching out. You know what I mean? Shouts out to them.
100%, man.
Word.
Yeah, shouts out to. I remember when I saw him on Math Hoffa, and he was like, "Yo," he gave props to MC War, so we appreciate that,
We'll
man.
definitely appreciate you
Yeah,
guys. Man.
100%, man. But
And-
it just dropped right before we did this recording. Yeah,
Right.
uh-huh.
And just to keep it 1,000, you know what I mean? So cats can know, we're not playing high post, man. We're just in our kitchen cooking like
Facts.
everybody else is
Yeah,
cooking. You know what I mean?
exactly.
And like, not everybody understands what we do and how we do it. You follow what I'm saying? So as things progress and things get put in order, proper order, then we'll be able to sit down at a table and really chop it up, dot the I's, across the T's, respectfully.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
and I'm glad that we have this opportunity to even say that over the air. So cats cool. If I do catch it, you know what I'm saying, I'm able to understand how we've been moving. So cats don't feel like cats is trying to play high post. It's not that at all. It's that we in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? And because it's MC War. We and with the official sport of rap battling, we feel like we've taken a lot of responsibility to try to make cats masters in their community.
Facts.
And we've taken a lot of attention to detail. So we paid a lot of paying attention to detail to know how to do this correctly. So it won't be like, okay, these guys is capping. You follow what I'm saying? So we want to be able to make sure that we dot the I's. We cross the T's. It's proper preparation. You know what I'm saying? We ain't having no poor performances. So that's what's going on with MC War. You heard?
Yeah, 100%, man, 100%. Yeah, shouts out to them. Shouts out to everybody that put on for the culture. For us,
For sure,
the way we put it together. We came up rapping on beats. You know what I'm
Boom,
talking about?
bap.
So like,
The boom,
that's
the bap.
it was a time where
bap.
if they would throw the beat on, you couldn't pick the beat. You get what I'm talking about?
Right.
So and then so the funny thing is, the Cassidy situation, the Cassidy Freeway battle is the battle that killed cats wanting to battle on beat, because of the fact that Freeway was saying throw a beat on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And shouts out to Freeway, like I was saying the other day, that new song with Albial, Benny the Butcher, and Jadakiss, bro. Dudes sound like Freeway from early 2000s, right?
Okay.
So shouts out to his lyrical prowess and all, right?
Hey, yo,
It's
shouts
just
out to
that-
Freeway's diamond in his beard, man.
It-
I really like that. I'm not saying that.
It's just that Cassidy, I still think on beat still would have got him, just based on the fact I've heard Cassidy on beat. Cassidy is just as nice on the beat as he is acapella. He might even be, to me, he even sound better, because it's something about when the punchline and the kick, and the snare, or when the punchline and the snare, when everything hit, it's something about it because now it's like your body is jerking,
right?
Your mind is also working,
right?
It's something different, you know what I'm saying? And so, not saying that Freeway couldn't do that. It's just Freeway was more of a flow than he was of a, I think like punchlines. His was more flow.
Okay.
So, and of course, he's got songs with punchlines. But my point is, I feel like they kind of killed the whole situation with cats wanting to battle on beat because of the fact that, Freeway kept saying throw a beat on. You know what I'm saying?
Which came first, the TUNEZ and your man battle, or the Freeway and Cassidy battle? Which battle came first? Was it TUNEZ and your man from Young Money?
J Mills.
J Mills.
I'm pretty sure that it was. I'm pretty sure that the Freeway battle was first.
Because that was around the same era, right?
Yeah. It was definitely around. It was definitely around the same era. It was definitely around the same.
Because
era.
That was on beat also.
It definitely was.
And Cass is open.
But I'm saying they was open, but something about because of the way that Cassidy, how bad how bad he did Freeway in that battle, because he definitely because basically because I'm gonna tell you, but the reason why was because at the time Freeway was making music. He was making music for people to want to listen to.
Right.
Cassidy was still in the mindset of having to impress every MC that he came across.
Right.
And I don't think that was Freeway's situation at the time. You know what I'm talking about?
But see, Cassidy had to come up like that because he was still coming out of obscurity.
I'm saying? And so I'm sure, of course, the beginning of Freeway's career as well. But now at that time, Freeway was a little bit in his.
He was in his bag with the
exactly.
the whole the
Rockefeller and stuff. So he didn't have
state property.
He didn't have
to.
So
it wasn't just Rockefeller; it was state property as well.
Yeah, so he didn't have to. So now I think he was broadening his horizon as an MC. Right. You get what I'm talking about? Because that was the problem. Think about it. Think about a lot of the lyricists, right? They don't, or now let's say the battle MCs. Like, a lot of times their music doesn't properly translate.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about? Because they don't have somebody actually helping to cultivate, like, listen, the ideas, the themes, what I'm talking about, and then just more than just impressing a couple of people that might want to hear your bars that day. You get what I'm talking about? Because a lot of battle rappers, all the way from back then, even like I'm talking about mid 90s, you had cats that they would rap, but they was rapping for other rappers. Right. What I'm talking about, as opposed to rapping for an audience. So, and I think Freeway was all the way locked in to rapping for an audience, and Cassidy was still rapping for rappers. He was still rapping to, annihilate MCs. You know what I'm saying? That was his thing. Right. So because he, and that, again, I'm just explaining a little bit of why I think it was such an uneven match and why Cassidy so much overdid Freeway, because I don't think that Cassidy was that much better of an MC than Freeway if he would have properly prepared. I think that's my personal opinion. Right. But again, in that particular scenario, he blew him out because one person was making raps strictly for battling and another person wasn't. So now the problem is, because he took such a bad loss, and then he's like, yo, throw on a beat. He's like, throw on a beat. It's really making everybody be like, you know what? You didn't take it?
Throw the damn towel.
Okay, yeah. So the fact that he took the loss was so devastating, and then he's like throwing a beat, and then you know how everybody is impressed. Like, I'm talking about, like, they impressed by what they saw. Think about all the young MCs, all the, 14, 15-year-olds right. At that time, even younger, or people that circle back and watch it. So now it's like, oh, a beat is a crutch. That's what it made it look like.
And that's total opposite, because you have to have your skill set got to be crazy to write a beat.
Facts.
You follow what I'm saying? And then especially if the DJ's playing, right? Like, scratching, right? Slowing it down, speeding it up.
For instance, remember when DNA threw the beat on? Was that against K-Shine?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the funny thing is just, we had just called them about battling at MC War on beat. And then it's funny. I was just
shouts
thinking about
out to
this.
Jay Jones, that's our guy.
Yeah, that's right. Shouts out to Jay Jones and shouts out to DNA. It's
sure.
just that we reached out to him about battling on beat at MC War, and then the next battle he did, he had the DJ throw the beat on, and I know they was upset because they got a brand of the way they do it.
Right.
Smacking them got a brand. They don't want at the time they didn't want to like do nothing that we was doing to be like because they come on, they still come from the school of
they're from that culture
of no biting. What I'm talking about? Not saying but in order to, because he already had set the stage that I'm doing acapella battles.
Period.
So, and then not only that, the rights, you using somebody else's instrumental, you got the rights that you got to deal with. He all these things I'm thinking is going through his mind because he was looking kind of upset.
Right.
If you look at his face during that event.
Right.
But but if you look, I'm not saying in DNA he done did Red Bull's what's that called? MC
NFL
battle
too.
Yeah, he done did the Red Bull EMSEE battle where they used to rock on beat. They did that one in Atlanta.
Okay.
I think Head Crack was in it. There was a bunch of guys in it. You know what I'm saying? Head Crack is on the radio now. I think he's on Baltimore's one of the radio stations, right? But either which way, so I know DNA could rap on beat. It's just that didn't translate that day.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? Right. And it was like, and when you rapping on beat, it got to hit, bro. It got to hit. So it's one being able to ride it and then still be able to deliver the punchlines, still being able to be complex. You get what I'm talking about? To a certain level, have a certain level of complexity on the beat. Man, everybody can't do that, bro. And that's why.
Y'all go out and check out the TUNEZ vs. Sire Boy, man. Y'all go out and check out the
TUNEZ vs. Sire the Kid too.
Sire the Kid.
Yeah.
And then what's the other one? Math Hoffa versus K Shine. Like these are like some feel good joints. You throw it on, you go work out. You know what I mean? You throw it on, you just bouncing on it. While you driving through the hood. You know what I'm saying? Check it out. These are MC War classics.
Definitely. So yeah, man. So either which way, long to the short of it, you know what I mean? Our whole thing is the culture we came up on, and the culture we came up on ain't threw a beat on. You need to be able to spit on that beat. You get what I'm talking about?
Facts.
And it creates. We always talk about it creates boundaries between the snare and the drum. It's the boundaries. It's just like basketball got boundaries and football got boundaries. The snare and the drum, that's your boundaries on a beat. So now you got to be able to put everything in that boundary. Now, when you don't have to do that, if you ask me, acapella as an MC, I'm gonna tell you, acapella was easier for me because I used to write a little bit more abstract. Shouts out to my man Ace Lover. Shouts out to Jenna MC. Those were guys that I was around. Shouts out to Poison Pen when I was, during that time.
Right.
And and a lot of times, it's easier when you got an unorthodox flow. Like, yo, let me turn the beat off. You know what I'm talking about? And then and then you could really and
you perform.
Yeah, you could put all the different, exactly, what they call it, poetry slam. Improv, you know what I'm talking about? All the passion and stuff like that. You could still do it on beat, but now it becomes more of a challenge to do it on the beat. So, long to the short of it, shouts out to Cassidy and Freeway, but I feel like they the ones who put, that battle really made people not understand. And now I think it's to the detriment because now look, we were just doing the numbers on streaming and stuff like that, right?
Right.
So again, it was already an issue with people being able to translate from battle rapping or MCing and ciphers to being able to make good music.
Composition.
Yeah, exactly. So there was already that challenge, and now to me it's even more because nobody is ever really, they like, oh, forget about it. Now I could just rap acapella. You know what I'm talking about? So now how much practice you really got on the beat. So when it comes to making music, making a song, you know what I mean? Now you don't even have as much. And then if you look, that's why Cassidy, the funny thing is, he's the most streamed guy, you know what I'm talking about?
Right.
The most streamed guy, but he knows how to do it on beat.
Right.
Like, yo, listen, man. Yeah, man. But yeah, that's it, man. I just wanted to touch on that.
Nah, it's all good, man.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah, man. Shouts out to Biden.
Who's that?
Pardoning his son.
Oh
right?
man. If that's not, I don't know what is. I mean, what what is it? Trump. I mean, I guess he's about to pardon himself.
Exactly.
He already pardoned
That's what
himself.
I remember hearing somebody say that, but he didn't, right? Not yet, right?
He ain't there yet
Okay.
to do that. But I'm
Right.
just saying, like, the fact that, Biden just pardoned his son, it allows Trump to pardon himself.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Exactly.
it's just crazy. That's why, when it comes to that, those type of things about who you know,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, and what doors to knock on in order to get your, whatever you're asking for.
Exactly. And I mean, come on, man. Like, so I guess, they acted, because, he was saying the whole time that he wasn't gonna do it, right? They were saying, are you gonna do it? And he was like, no, I would never do that. And then he went and did that.
Right.
And his whole thing is, I guess, after Thanksgiving, the family was together, and then whatever. And then, of course, he said that they targeted his son and things of that nature. So according to CNN, I was just looking at the article right here. It's like, okay, so multiple officials who recently worked for Joe Biden said they never believed the president or White House aides speaking on his behalf when they insisted in recent months that a pardon for Hunter Biden was off the table. You know what I'm saying? Because the elections was coming up. So,
off the table.
he couldn't be talking about that.
Off the table.
Anyone who was even close to the top knew that he was probably going to do this. Why did we pretend otherwise? A former senior West Wing aide said.
Wow.
A different former senior White House official said they and others around them had felt certain the president would ultimately pardon his son. I mean, come on, it's his son.
It's his son.
While another ex-administration official put it this way, it was extremely painfully obvious that this is where things would end up.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
It's chess, man, not checkers, man.
Yeah, definitely
And
is.
if y'all playing checkers, man, y'all playing to lose, man. It's all strategy, man.
Yeah, definitely. And then we need to be able to, be in that mindset too.
We need to be in that mindset.
Speaking of that,
too.
I think 50 Cent did a really good job.
Okay.
Right? He did a really good
with
job.
With the taxes, right?
Yeah, with the over there in Shreveport.
Oh,
Shreveport. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because so you remember it was almost like it was going to come off the table.
Okay.
That they weren't going to give the tax break. Right. So then, he puts up a video on the 50 Cent channel. This is what they call public diplomacy.
Right.
So he puts up the video on the 50 Cent channel showing all the impact. He had nothing but I'm talking about city council members,
right.
local people that were because he had all these people that got employed. Like you had people that might have been previously incarcerated that couldn't get a job. You know what I mean? A couple of them people were talking. You know what I'm saying? There was a couple of facilities renovated. Right? You saw what he did with the basketball court.
Crazy.
There was a basketball court that was unused since for 10 years or something like that. It was this whole facility. It wasn't a court. They made it into a court for his celebrity basketball game.
Exactly.
So he does a whole video showing all of this. Right. So that's one. Then, remember I told you he posted a video okay, well, I'ma just, I love the people from Shreveport, but I'ma just go back to New York. You know what I'm talking about? And then the next day,
that cash register started alarm,
man.
The
next day, they pass it. I mean, I think it was
it's chess, man.
Like a $20 million decrease or whatever, but it was still a huge move. Man, so and
I just saw this online right before we started. This young lady was talking about the world population of Caucasians or what have you, or white supremacy. How she broke it down was only 7%. And she was like, when I heard that, I was like, damn, that's kind of crazy because if we wanted to, we could come together and steer or stop, the whole thought process when it comes to white supremacy. You follow what I'm saying?
Right.
And then it was just interesting to hear that. So my point is, when it comes to what we want to do or need to do, we can do it because how do you know that? Traveling to Ghana, Africa, we in 2019 we were responsible for
1.9 billion.
Come on, man, 1.9
B.
You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
So that's crazy. So that's just travel,
right?
Black travel.
Exactly.
Dollars. You know what I'm saying? So it's if we decide, man, every year,
right?
In the United States, we spend in the trillions, man. We spend money. We spend money that's responsible for a GDP of a whole country,
right?
As a population of a people in the United States.
No, that's a fact.
You know what I mean? So it's like if we really take into account how we spend, right? The trillions of dollars that we spend, not billions, trillions of dollars with a T that we spend in a year's time.
Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we was decided to come together and utilize that money that way.
Right.
I mean, we literally have the amount of money that's a GDP to a country.
Right.
More than Mexico.
Yeah.
More than South
Yeah.
America. I mean, the list just goes
Yeah.
down. Like,
Yeah.
come on, we could sustain ourselves as a population of a people. Crazy.
Right.
It's crazy.
Right.
That means that we got military money. That means that we have security money.
Facts.
That means we got import export money. That means medical money. Come on, we got bread for
Right.
real. So
Right.
it's like, we just gotta really take heed to the day and time that we living in, bro.
Nah, 100%, and work with each other. And speaking of 50 Cent, couple things, right? One, I like what happened with him and Dame Dash.
Okay.
Did you see that he came back and was like, yo, he's like, yo, shouts out Dame Dash, even though he be getting on my nerves. I forgot exactly, don't quote me. He said something like, even though, sometimes he be saying stuff I don't agree with,
Right.
go support his channel, New America.
Dope.
Then he goes and does what? What's the last thing he just did? We was just talking about this before we went on.
With Kiss?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because Kiss and his father, Jada Kiss and his father and son, have a coffee business. And the coffee business, of course, was spearheaded by Jada Kiss's father. He's been doing it since 1977, and Kiss got into the business, and Kiss' son got into the business, and 50's like, yo, look, let's create a brick and mortar in Shreveport. You know what I'm saying? Because he got a lot of real estate out there. He's about to create a Kiss Cafe.
Man,
you know what I'm talking
forget about. I don't even remember that other one, the green one. I don't even remember it. It's about Kiss Cafe. That's how we have to think. You get what I'm talking about?
And then before you know it, that's the option. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to Kiss Cafe.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like how we blew up.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna say the other name.
I mean, just like how we blew up the $5 Subway.
Oh, the $5 Subway. Got
we
you.
blew that up.
Yeah, 100%.
We blew that up,
100%.
man. Because it went from the bodegas, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
To over there.
Exactly.
And they peeped the
how we spend. Yeah, exactly.
On how we had the bodegas
that's
popping.
A good point.
You know what I'm saying? Morning, noon, and night. You know
good point. Good point. So yeah, man, definitely. And okay, so basically what he said was Dame run his mouth too much, but go. You don't
want to see him down.
Yeah, man, come on, bro. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what we need as a people, And another thing, I haven't seen him, go in on Diddy lately either. So maybe he let up.
I mean, they
off
got
the gas
him.
on that, right?
He got to. They got him. I mean, I know
Right.
he was heated.
Right.
Dude had his wife, you follow what I'm saying, or his baby mother, you know what I'm saying? He didn't know.
Right.
While he was, moving around with her, he didn't know that was the jump off.
Right.
But that's, it be like that. Man. They'll be right there with you, moving around with you, and they got a whole nother situation, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Going on. So I could understand why your man was pissed, you follow what I'm saying? And then, there's other backstories too between their relationship and within the industry. So I guess it compounded. You know what I'm saying? He went from when he was young 50 to old 50,
right.
And this dude, he's still getting numbers on the board. Like,
right.
I mean, he got agitated, so he just utilized his platform to troll him. But dude, they got him right now. So we want to see him get out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We want to see him win because, like I said again, I'm gonna continue to say it. They ain't do that to Hugh Hefner.
No, definitely
you know
not.
What I'm saying? Hugh Hefner.
So Joe Budden had a whole argument about that, which I disagree with. But he had a whole argument about, you can't compare the two, man. How can you not, bro? Like,
Hugh Hefner. My man, Hugh Hefner had young girls, man.
Right.
I mean, questionable, man. I'm talking about questionable ages, man. You follow what I'm saying? When you want to get to that specifically. Now, when it came to the type of the lifestyle of a party, it was soft porn. Playboy bunnies was nothing but pornographic soft porn. They introduced soft porn to me between Benny Hill and Playboy bunnies. That's how porn got introduced into my psyche as a child.
So he must not have heard about this. The most disturbing allegation in the new Playboy docuseries. So there's a docuseries on the Playboy right?
Crazy.
So I guess so the founder, Hefner died in 2017.
They was trying to keep him alive.
Yeah,
man.
at 91, like
Yeah,
definitely.
you know what I mean?
Definitely.
Like, come on, the oligarch, the Playboy bunnies, little 19-year-olds.
Come on. But
18-year-olds.
look, it says, according to multiple witnesses, Hefner routinely raped playmates, while they stayed in that Playboy mansion. You get what I'm talking about? And this is on thecut.com. You guys can, and I put it up there, the most disturbing allegations, because I guess there was a Playboy docuseries. So it's like, you're having these conversations and you refuse to compare, to people like him, but his own people are saying that he was raping people. This is what's being said.
And I'm saying these parties that he was having, NFL, NBA, hockey stars, movie stars, all types of different, high priests, ministers, all type of people was coming through there, but it was more so on a European, Hefner party. You know what I mean? And,
Facts.
And Playboy was made to be like America's, just like how you have July 4th, you have Playboy bunnies when it came to the lifestyles of
Dude had cleanup crews. Cleanup crews allegedly hid the darker side of Playboy life. According to the docuseries Scandals in the Mansion at Playboy clubs were routinely covered up by Playboy security and bunny mothers. Bunny mothers were women, often former bunnies themselves.
You know what I'm saying? They're older now.
Who managed the bunnies at the clubs.
You heard? They already know the routine.
What do they call them? Madams and stuff like that? What do you call it?
What it is.
Okay, according to an interview with former bunny mother PJ Maston, cleanups were concerted efforts to avoid reports of misconduct from hitting the media or the police department. James Ellis, a former Playboy bodyguard, says cleanup crews were allegedly threatened into silence for their work, which he claims range from covering up rapes to overdoses. You get what I'm saying? So now the problem is that we too often, our platforms grow, and now we have to say what what's said of the status quo. I wanted to make sure it was a bar, you know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? That's what happens. You know what I mean?
It's a fact. Like,
because at first he was in support of Diddy, and then academics was like, remember academics was like, why you ain't saying nothing about Diddy? You see, why you ain't saying? There was a couple of back and forths, and then all of a sudden now you just going in.
Nah, I think when it comes to Button, I think he it's chess not checkers again. You know what I'm saying? So like, he knows how to peak the algorithms. He knows how to, get the viewership. He's been doing this blog thing for a minute. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
He just like when he got punched in the eye.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
He went straight live.
You know what I'm saying? So he knows how to.
Yeah, he was smart. He was doing his thing. But shouts out to Joe Budden, Jersey City. You know what I'm talking about? That dude showed mad love to, but for us, we definitely
I'm not knocking.
Either.
I'm just saying that
I'm just
as a business person, he is strategic.
But we can have a debatable perspective because this is what it's called. It's debatable. You know what I'm saying? And we definitely recognize that when you hit certain levels, you know what I'm saying, there is a certain there is a status quo. Like, who are you around? Who are you being influenced by? These are the things these are the people that, this is how you're going to think.
Listen.
Right? Is that not true?
Facts. So all I'm saying is if we, adults, 70s babies, 80s babies, remember Hugh Hefner. Hugh Hefner created a segue for Hustler magazine. And all I'm saying is that, before there was DVDs and it was WHT and HBO, and this is where you was able to get your adult movies. And before you could do that, you was able to see Playboy bunnies.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
100%.
so my thing is now.
So the thing, I just want people to look up content like that. Look up that docuseries when people say that you can't compare, because basically, where's the narrative coming from that you can't? When there's actually information that has allegations that he was doing these things that they saying that Diddy did, but you ain't never seen no cuffs going on Hefner's wrist. That's what we're talking about.
Even with Diddy's situation, as the parties was going on, you have yet to hear, like, these allegations that's going on is based on I guess sensationalism,
Right.
from the different components of his battle with Diageo,
Right.
and Cassie.
Right.
But
Well, mainly Cassie. The Diageo piece is not going to be public, but we know based on research, based on timing.
Right.
Based on timing.
A lot of people talking about the two.
Well, yeah,
And then
yeah,
when
because
you-
but it's not like you're gonna go through any documentation
Nah,
to see
facts.
Diageo. It's all about Cassie
when
and the
you hear-
claims made against him. But we know the timing says that all of a sudden you made these claims against Diageo, and then look what happened.
Well,
now,
no,
look,
but I'm
now-
saying
now-
when
now-
Diddy,
now-
hold on, real quick,
okay.
when Diddy at Earn Your Leisure,
Right.
he said it.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I said that's what I just said. I just said he made the claims about Diageo, and then all of a sudden
Okay.
he got hit with the lawsuit first,
Right.
and then another lawsuit, and then another law, and then it just
It is-
started
it's
compounding.
that
And then what
snowball.
I was gonna say is that 50 Cent also had a situation with Beam Suntory.
Okay.
Beam Suntory, I think
Yeah, he explained the same thing.
yeah, exactly. But you and remember he did the video next to Pelosi, I think it was, which is a congressperson, I
Right.
think, or senator, one of the two. But either which way, guess what? You don't hear nothing about that no more. You don't hear him saying nothing about that no more.
Right.
It was said for like a couple of days. Somebody got in his ear and probably told him not to talk. Yo, you need to calm down.
These guys go back to prohibition.
That's
man.
what I'm
You
thinking.
might want to leave these guys alone.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, the point that I was making is because of his battles was different components to these battles that he was having.
Right.
They grabbed onto something.
Right.
And grabbing onto something, it was 1,000, baby oil. You know what I'm saying? And
The video is what they basically. Vlad even exposed it. Vlad exposed that when there's enough media around it, like you see what they was building up around Russell.
Right.
Russell left.
Bye-bye.
And let it go down. What was built around R. Kelly. This is what he's showing us, bro. And I'm like, I'm just saying, like we was talking about the other day, Drake's family and the connection to law and the
Right.
understanding of law. Because
Right.
when they first was coming to America in the early 1900s, they were mastering law. This is in not The Tipping Point. It's another book by the same guy that wrote that. And he was The Outliers, I believe it's The Outliers. He was talking about how, these immigrants came over, Jewish immigrants, and they were mastering business law. They were mastering law. You know what I'm talking about? So
Right,
I'm
right.
just saying, it just happens to be that, Vlad is also of Jewish descent. And he's breaking these things down. He's explaining, how, because you remember he was saying that, like, 50 Cent is partially responsible for Diddy being in the situation based on raising that public opinion. You know what I'm talking about?
But Gene Deal
Right.
was working, man. Gene Deal was
come on,
Gene Deal was on his bike pedal,
definitely.
man.
But these are people that just exacerbated it, but it was already again target, like
Right.
you were saying.
Right.
Again, you're not gonna see it in the paperwork, but the timing. Come on, we got to use our mind. All of a sudden, he's making these allegations, and then you have these charges come about. You know what I'm talking about? So,
Right.
so yeah. So again, it's these circles, right, that convolute the conversation. They because of these circles, you can't speak as freely as you want, because now all of a sudden you offended somebody. You get what I'm talking about, and they flipping everything that was done, the discrimination that was done against us. It's like being flipped against us again right now, so that you can't even use your mind.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? So you can't rationalize. You can't say. You can't speak about, like, listen. You can't compare. It's like, it's a problem, but no. So this is, so I like how we doing it. We on some catch me if you can, like the gingerbread man. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? Staying away and do our thing, and use music as that vehicle, man.
Facts.
Yeah.
What happened to the drones, man?
Oh yeah, man. So there was drones over Trump's house. I don't know why I keep thinking bombs over Baghdad. Every time I think it's like another, like it need to be a remix to it.
Yeah, but the thing
drones
about
over
it is
Trump.
the drones, they're making
Large,
mention,
and they said large size drones.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they're making mention that these are drones, but then to say that's a drone is you're saying you identify it. You are identifying this object.
Right.
But then they saying that they don't know what kind of object that is.
No, they saying it's drones. You never know though, because I'm looking at the lights. First of all, large drones. Like how, and then they said the police, the FBI is involved now, so on and so forth. I mean, if it's large drones, man, you shoot those out the sky.
You know what I'm talking about?
You know, so that's why I was like, yo, man, we talking about these are extraterrestrial ships coming out right now.
I mean,
like, you know,
that's the day and time we're in right now.
Yeah,
man.
especially with the nuclear war, you know what I'm saying, pending, you know what I'm talking about. And I mean, they looking at Trump to actually end the war. Like, yo, you remember, was it you playing it, or was I reading it? Because, you know, sometimes when the music, you know, the videos play in the background and I'm reading something, I don't know which one is which later on. But
right.
The Ukrainian soldiers are trying to hold down this spot in Russia. I guess they got a little piece of Russia, right? And they trying to hold it down. And you know what they said? They waiting for Trump. Like, what is you waiting for Trump for? Like, yo, you Ukrainian. Like, you're not American. What are you waiting for Trump for? What he supposed to do? So like, so they looking at him to come in and stop the war. So they hoping if he stopped the war, then they would actually probably, I guess,
gain that spot.
Yeah, gain that space. Because, you know, Ukraine a lot.
They're gonna spray them like rage, man.
Listen.
Get up out of here. Yo, your man Putin and playing. Yo, listen.
Not at all.
That new missile he got.
Yeah.
That new missile he got. Listen.
Yeah. And then they playing with the nuclear.
He said that new missile he got is able to be nuclear equipped.
Right.
And it's able to hit several targets at once. The American broadcaster made it clear, like, yo, we've never played on this level.
Wow.
We've never played on this level.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So that means that he's utilizing something that is futuristic. Maybe America got it, but they ain't bring it out. But he brought it out. You follow what I'm saying? Because that missile's coming out the sky and it's touching many, many different targets all at once. And he showed them. He like, keep playing with me. I'm gonna put nuclear on it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So now, you know, again, like the last time you had extraterrestrial sightings. I know they're not saying that those are extraterrestrials.
1953.
You know, then because remember your first mind was like, are they trying to assassinate him?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that could be a situation too. Who knows, right? But then my mindset was like, yo, that's extraterrestrials. Because on the moment that they large over, once I heard drones over his house, I was like, then when I heard oversized or large, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, come on, large drones hovering, you know what I'm saying? That's an easy way to be able to say that that's not extraterrestrial. So you never know. They might be coming the same way they came during Truman's time, and they might be coming, show their presence. Like, listen, you know, what y'all doing is about to become a problem,
right?
You know, and then, you know, even with those ships, I mean, you know, a lot of people don't. I mean, they could be coming from outer or they could be coming from inner. You know what I'm talking about? Because, you know, you got beings that live in the earth too.
Planet,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
coming from out the planet.
So you got both. You know, you got in and out with, you know, with what's it called? I said elevated with high, you know, technology. What's the right word? Advanced, with way advanced technology. So you got plenty of people that was going in the earth since the 30s. Remember, all this was going on during Hitler's time.
Right.
Remember, Hitler and them was doing crazy. That's why to this day they saying that Hitler was assassinated. I mean, killed himself.
Right.
And to this day, like, I mean,
they never found the body.
He dead probably by now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Who knows? Because you know the way these people be keeping themselves alive. You know what I'm talking about? And then right now they telling us about what's the brain thing that they got? Not Starlink. What's the brain thing that your man got? Cyberlink. Is it Cyberlink? Is it Cyberlink? MindLink? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Neuralink. No. That's the one that's called. Look at that. You got Neuralink, Starlink. Yo, listen, they about to link all that stuff, bruh.
Right.
Your brain gonna be able to be, for those that want to do that and allow yourself to be a part of that agenda.
Right.
But you know, but the point is that,
I mean, it's just the mark of the beast, man.
That's way later. This is so you know, they 40 years in advance to us, right? So if they 40 years in advance to what they telling us now, what's it called? Neuralink started coming out public like 15 years ago.
Right.
So that means Neuralink was around since the 80s.
Right.
70s, 80s.
Right.
So it's a possibility. You just don't know. But the point is that they have advanced technology, extraterrestrial beings been living in the earth, right? And out of the earth. You follow what I'm talking about? So you just don't know what's going on because, again, everything is, what's the word for it? Interconnected. You know what I'm talking about?
It's just the day and time that we're in right now, man. We're fully into the sun cycle.
Right.
And by being closer to the sun, you follow what I'm saying? The planet itself is in another orbit within space. So it's like, to explain it right now, you know, yeah, it's all debatable. But what I want to say to y'all is we're living in a different day and time. You know what I mean?
100%.
What we used to see as Star Trek and Battlestar Galactica and everything else.
It's real life now.
It's real life.
It's
you know what I'm
real
saying?
life now.
It went from the Motorola flip phone on Star Trek to having
to
it.
the one in your hand.
Come on. I
Yeah,
mean,
man.
you just got to, you know what I mean? Pay attention.
Pay attention. It's debatable.
Debatable.
And we'll see y'all tomorrow.